going on, guys? Mr. Pipes here, and I have a Maduro Vincent St. Clair, and it's I would say it's probably the dime size cigar. It's a pretty big cigar. I've been saving it for an occasion. Absolutely love Maduro cigars. All right, today we're gonna get into what you've probably all been waiting for, everything that I've been promising you guys. We're gonna get into some Viking weaponry. Now, I have over here, let's see, I have my hand axe. See, for some reason it feels a little loose. Yep. It's a little loose, but I'm not really all that worried about it right now. My father made this for me for Christmas, and as you can see, it has I can't remember the names, the names for it, but it's got the broad axe, and that right there, that little hook in the axe is made for grasping shields and pulling them away, so you can get your final hits, deliver your death blows. And I have this on a Viking belt ring. It's a metal belt ring. I have a leather frog for my actual. This is just a spare, but I really like it. I have my sacks here, and they're all sharp. Like, this is sharp, my axe is sharp. The only thing that is not sharp is the sword that I have, and that's because if I could ever get into reenactments, I would use this sword, and I'll show you that in just a second. It's the sword, though, it's a bit heavy, and from what I've seen, that a lot of the Viking swords that are used in reenactments, they're, I know they have the rounded tip instead of the pointed tip. Like, if you see one of these in the battlefield out in the reenactments, they're rounded so that you can't, stab, and they're blunted. But like I said, with the sacks, I had to make my own sheath for it, because the sheath that it came with only covered the blade, and every time I would carry my sacks on me, my knife, it would fall out. And this one right here, it fits like a glove. Now, I might put um I might sew the entrance of the sheath a little bit more tighter, so it's more has more of a sturdier fit when you put the sheath in, or when you put the knife in the sheath. But other than that, it works like a dream. I can run with it. It's not going anywhere. Like I said, with the other sheath that I had, it only covered the blade. So if this is the pommel and this inside the sheath, and you walk, it slowly starts coming out, and then you have an exposed blade. Now, to what I've seen in reenactments, or for LARPing, a lot of people, they will have their blunted sacks in the back, or they'll have it in the front or in the side, kind of like a traditional sword. They have their axe on their side, or it's kind of like back here a little bit, and then, like I said, they have access to the sacks, and then they usually have another knife, another sacks with them. And this right here, this was my grandfather's knife. And I can see a Viking having this sort of a knife, because a lot of times Vikings, if they had a sword, the only way that they could have a sword is if they, one, paid for it, or two, they stole it from a fallen victim. And that's really the only way that Vikings really had swords, because metal was very expensive back in that time. And the cost for labor for the smith, basically a sword, a decent sword would have been the payment of a small house. And then a more extravagant sword would be the price of a small castle. So you put that in your brain, you think about that. That's a lot of money. And this was actually my first sheath that I actually made, except I don't know how, but I'm pretty sure what happened was the leather shrunk for some odd reason. That's just my opinion. See that shine right there? That's the tip of the knife coming out of the sheath. So how, most likely, this sheath, it shrunk. But like I said, I'm going to make another sheath for this knife. But this was my first ever sheath I ever made. I learned from the mistakes of this one when I made this one that's on me right now for my new, for my sacks. And I bought the sacks from eBay. It was like $30 some. I bought the sword from budk.com, which was only like $40. We'll get into the sword in just a second, but this knife was actually my grandfather's, and I love this knife because, like, if you look at it, there's no guard. So it has this Nordic, native, Celtic type look to it. The reindeer handle or the deer antler handle. A lot of the knives in the Vikings, they were using reindeer handle because that's what was available to them, or they would use some type of hardwood for their handles, for their axe handles, along with their knife handles, depending on how much you could afford. Again, what you could afford. But I love this knife. It needs a little bit of cleaning, but other than that, this is something that I can definitely see a Viking having with them. And like I said, once when I can get a new sheath made for it, like I said, I'm always gonna have this one. I'm always gonna keep this sheath because this is my remembrance of don't do this again. You know what I mean? But it was a very valid try. But my measuring, you know what I mean? It was just, and I can already see that I've cut the thread to the knife. So technically, this is falling apart. This is actually falling apart. Because if you look here, the thread's coming undone because it's probably cut. But this just reminds me, it tells me, Chris, you know, my real name is Chris. It says, make sure you measure twice, cut once. Which I did. I measured a whole bunch of times. I just think this leather was fraud. But then again, that's just my excuse. You know, everyone has their little excuse, so that's probably going to be mine. So we're going to do Viking weapons and a Victor St. Clair Maduro cigar review today. So it was kind of fun. So like I said, I have my Viking War Dog with all metal chain, and I love this chain, but I hate it at the same time because it can get stuck in your beard when it, you know, moves and stuff like that. It can get stuck in your beard and you end up going like this and you're pulling out beard hair. But other than that, I love it because it's kick-ass. And I love how this part right here is actually a wolf. If you look at it real closely, that's a wolf. My other one has dragons holding it instead of wolves, but I still like it anyway. Alright, now we're going to get into, like I said, my father made this axe for me. I'm going to show you another axe that he made. This is a two-handed battle axe. This one's more for, I mean, you could still use this with one hand, but way more effective with two hands. And like I said, he made this one. You can see, if you look at it real closely in the sun, you can see that color pattern, and that's from the tempering. And my dad made this one for himself, and of course I took it because I like it, Viking related. There's a picture in this one Viking book that I have, and it's got a Viking. He pulls up on shore and he has his axe. He has a really long axe, like the head comes up to like right here on him, and he can use it as a walking stick. And they do have those type of axes. They do use those. If you ever watch the Viking reenactments on YouTube, they have these axes that are like all the way up to like here, past their head, and they're able to do, you know, long reaching attacks. They can be behind the shield wall, have their shield wall right here, and then you got a guy behind them going like that, whacking you in the head. And it's really weird because you look at it, and then you look at TV and movies and you go, oh, that's not right. The reenactments are the right way. The stuff on TV is not. Just like sidesteps. Shield fighting is very sidestep. You know, if you go straight at someone, that's not going to do anything. You got to go sidesteps. You attack the arms. You attack the legs. When they can't fight anymore, when they can't do this anymore, they're dead. And that's just the way how it works. But I really like this axe. I love this axe that I have here. It's really light. Like I said, they're a little loose. The heads are a little loose. They could use some more metal tighteners in the top of it. I can't remember them. The spacers, they could use some more of them. But right now, let's get into the sword. It's really, really cool. It's semi-light, one-handed sword. Very nice pommel. Very nice guard. Um, like I said, it's good for what it is. Um, this is for when you put it in your belt, keeps them from falling out. But as you can see, it's blunted. There's no edge to it. I can go like this all day. Nothing's going to happen. And as you can see, the tip, though, it has its standard tip. So if I wanted to, I can actually grind down more of this blade and make it lighter and then have the tip rounded for reenactment use, because this does qualify for reenactment use. It says here it was made in India, which I can believe that because, like I said, the Mediterranean, Vikings were everywhere. But it's a real good blade. Like I said, I would like to have this lightened. If I could, I would grind off. It's still quite thick for a blade. Like I said, you want your blades light enough to where when you do all this, that you can still control it and get it back up. You know what I mean? But for this kind of a blade, it is quite heavy. So you could knock off a little bit more material from the blade and still have a functioning sword. But I don't intend on sharpening it because I would love to be able to go into reenactments. I'll probably do a Viking clothing video later on, but for right now I just want to stick with weapons because I know weapons is more interesting than actual clothing. But we'll get into it. But like I said, if this sheath would have came out better, I would have this one here. You have it here. You have one back here. Not sure if you can see it. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, right here. Axe. And then you would have another knife on you for medicinal purposes, cooking, eating. Like the smaller knives is what that was for, but they were all sacks unless you stole it from a fallen enemy. And that's why, to me, that's why I think a lot of the, like the armor has changed. You see a lot of plate armor that looks like, that are like, oh, that's Viking, that's late Viking armor, it's plate armor. To me, it looks more like something a samurai would have. Doesn't really look Viking to me. But again, because Vikings have been all over, I don't know if they've been to China or Japan or anything like that. At least I'm not sure. I would have to look more in my history books and things like that. But if they did go there and picked up on, layering, sheet metal for armor, then I can understand that. But for what I know is that it was gambison, which is a French word, and I believe that gambison is also a French item, but I'm not 100% sure. And then I know there was mail, chainmail. And it's funny because it's if you go to England or anywhere over there overseas in the UK, they call their mail that we say over here mail, they call it post, the post office. The post came in. I gotta go check the post because mail is what is referred to chainmail. That's their armor. Like, oh, I gotta go check if you say you gotta go check the mail over there, they're gonna go, you gotta go check your armor? But then again, they would probably say, "Oh yeah, you still got the American in you," you know. And so like, yeah, I still gotta, you know. But like I said, that's all well and good. I mean, I'm not gonna say anything, but I mean, it's funny to me. But then again, you know, names and words have their proper understandings and things like that. But like I said, I just wanted to show you guys my weapons because I've been wanting to do it for a while. Um, like I said, my dad's a blacksmith. I can make any weapon that I desire. For right now, we can only make knives and things like that because we don't have a big enough quench bucket for swords yet. But if I could, I would love to make another sword. Um, I would love to make another sax for myself and for my girlfriend because I ordered some deer antler on eBay, and they already cut them up for me. They cut them up to actually nice size handles for knives, and I would love to use those for knife making as a gift for my girlfriend and for myself. So that's something that we're gonna probably be getting into later in the summer. Let's say we're getting into spring. It's lovely. It's absolutely beautiful out right now. It's supposed to be beautiful for the next 6 to 7 days. Today's, well, technically 8th, but today would be the beginning of the 8th day, so 6 to 7 days. It's supposed to be beautiful weather, sunshine, and I'm enjoying it as much as I can. And I just wanted to say thank you again for all my subscribers out there for wanting to watch me. And if I am entertaining to you, I really do. I find that as a compliment because I don't really find myself very entertaining. But again, if I can get 100 to 50 subscribers by August 18th, my birthday, I would really, really appreciate it, and I would really love it. Um, like I said, I just want to say thanks again to all my subscribers, and like I said, I'm going to try to do more, you know, not just pipes and cigars, but, you know, Viking things like that. Me and my girlfriend are going to be going on a Viking camping trip just on the property around my house. We're not really going to go far, but we are going to we're probably going to start out with a cruddy, you know, over-the-counter tent. We're not going to make anything really Vikingly until we actually enjoy camping again, because I haven't been camping for a while. But if I could have a Viking canvas tent one day, or if someone knows somebody that doesn't want one anymore and wants to send it my way, hey, look me up in the comment section, hook me up if you want. But like I said, I really, really enjoy getting into my ethnic background and things like that. And now that I finally know what I am, a Polish Viking is pretty cool. And come to find out that my buddy, who's Australian, Mick, I believe he told me his mother is Greek, and his dad is English or something like that. But with his family tree going back, turns out he's a Spartan Viking because, oh yeah, because he's Finnish. He has a lot of Finnish in him, so he's a Spartan Viking. So I mean, you put that two together, and you know what the 300. You know, if you've heard of the tale of the 300, then yeah, those are pretty tough people. So you put that in a combination of Viking, which you already know those are tough people as is. That's a really tough dude. I mean, Nick is one of the coolest people I've ever met. He's 6 foot, maybe 6'4", something like 6 foot. And Vikings normally only got to about 5'9", 5'10" if they're lucky. Now, I mean, yeah, there are some tall Vikings and stuff like that, but you know, in average, a Viking would only be about 5'7", 5'8", 5'9", and 10 if they were lucky. And then elsewhere, you know, but like I said, you don't need to be tall to be a dominant fighter. I mean, just like if you see all the tales of, you know, the giants, what happened to the giants? They would shoot arrows with rope, tie the giant down to the ground, and then kill him that way. You know, if you take out a person's legs, no matter how tall they are, and you put them on the ground, that's where it comes down to life and death. Because if you can get someone on the ground, you know damn well that you can take it. You can take them to the full 100 feet or whatever you want to do, depending on what the situation is. Like if somebody has a gun or a knife and they say, I'm going to kill you, and you can get them to the ground first before they can get you on the ground, you already know you came out the winner. Because I tell you right now, if I get you down on the ground, I'm going Irish right now. But if I get you down on the ground, I'm not letting you get back up. Especially if you are protecting your family or your friends and things like that. You're out with your girlfriend, and there's a guy coming up to you, like you got a good-looking girl, and you see he's got something on him, and you're able to take that whatever it is out of his hand and put him on the ground. You best to end him that way, and that's what I intend on doing. But I've never been in a situation where that's ever, I've ever had to actually put someone on the ground. I don't like fighting. I don't like controversy. But if I feel you're coming at me in a threatening way with my family, or if I'm with my girlfriend, and you think you're top dog, I'm going to put your ass on the ground. And that's how everyone should. Treat others with the way you want to be treated. Treat people with respect, things like that. You won't have nothing to worry about unless you're dealing with someone that just doesn't give a crap. But thank the Lord that I haven't had any of those type of situations, and I'm very blessed for that. And like I said, for everyone out there that has a girlfriend that was almost raped because of, people going, oh, I don't care, I'm tired of not having, blah, 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 I'm going to get some. You're going to get some, but it ain't going to be what you want, So, but, like I said, I enjoy peace and the quiet and things like that. And that's why I like having a cigar once in a while, or getting a new cigar that I've never had before, trying it and doing a review. Or if I enjoy something that much and want to review it to people out there that might enjoy the same things that I do, then I'll put it on YouTube, which I don't mind. But like I said, I just wanted to show you guys my little collection of Viking weapons right now. I'm probably gonna have more, and like I said, sorry, I'm trying to restart my cigar, which I luckily got to restart. But yeah, live your life as good as you can, enjoy it, and like I said, one day, hopefully, me and my girlfriend will have our own business together. Like I said, I'm gonna try my best to have a smoke shop. She's gonna try her best to have an old school bakery, and if we can get that going, we're gonna be doing YouTube videos out of there. And like I said, I just wanted to say thanks again for all my subscribers. Thank you for supporting my channel. I don't know if I'm going to do a Patreon or anything like that. Probably not, because I don't really have anything to sell. I would love to have maybe some Mr. Pipe t-shirts or something like that down the road, but depending how popular my channel gets, and I know it's going to probably take time for it to be really, really popular, but like I said, I just wanted to say thanks again, and I hope you guys liked my weapons. Like I said, leave some comments down below what you think. If you have something similar to mine, let me know. I would love to see it. And I just want to say thanks for joining me today. And like I said, hopefully later on I'm going to try to do a Viking clothing video, and I'm going to try to do a Viking camp video. It's probably going to be a cheesy video because it's probably just going to be a standard regular Viking tent, or a standard regular camping tent. But hopefully one day I can have a nice canvas Viking tent that can sleep, 4 people tops. If I can make one, that'd be even better. But for right now, I'm probably just going to stick with a regular cheapo 2-person tent, and then go from there. But of course, I'll probably do a nighttime video of the fire and things like that. And like I said, I just want to say again, thanks for joining me. I hope you guys had a good time. And like I said, comment down below what you think, and I will see you guys in the next video. Happy smoking and happy piping. See you around.